Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel here today, and we are back for another Walking Dead Season 4 theory / prediction video here today. And today I am back for another video here today, and today I want to be talking about possible returning characters that we could have for the Walking Dead Season 4, as there is actually a huge amount of characters here that I'm going to talk about, because we've got a lot of possibilities here with episode 5 ending, and now Clem, we obviously know. I doubt it's going to be DLC. We're going to get something with... I don't think the thing's going to be DLC, so I think the Clem scene is going to be Season 4. So what are we possibly going to be able to see in a potential Season 4 in terms of returning characters? I did something similar like this in episode 5. I ended up getting one right. My man Jesus did return. So these characters listed are some of the characters I'm going to talk about. I actually have a website here. I'm going to link this website down below in the description. It's from the Walking Dead Wiki, but it basically goes through all the characters and stuff and who I think could potentially return. But these are just some of the main characters in the thumbnail here that I'm outlining, that I'm basically going to be explaining here, guys. In the description down below, there's going to be a straw poll to the next video. There's obviously some interesting things. We've got, like, obviously cutout scenes. That's one of the videos I really wanted to do. It's in the straw poll. Also, what I thought of episode 5, Joan and Clint situation, and there's some other things I'm also going to put in the straw poll. So make sure you go click that link down below in the description and go vote, please. The time of this video being uploaded is Friday, so I expect to do one maybe Sunday. I'll be doing a Wolf Among Us stream also tonight, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. Would appreciate that. Again, guys, we'll go for 300 likes on this video. That would be amazing. Then, guys, we already hit 300 likes on last video. If you missed the last video, I'll link it down below in the description as well in the card top right and at the end pals at the end of the video. Alright, folks, this is going to be a long video. This might be over 20 minutes depending on, going through all the characters and stuff. But, I'm going to go through characters I think they have a realistic chance, not just someone that ends up being alive from Season 1 that we barely even see. Alright, folks, so we'll go to the website here. Alright, good thumbnail down, right? Alright, so, folks, here's the website, Walking Dead Wiki characters, and basically this gives you a list of characters that could be alive, they could be dead, they could be undead, unknown, or determinate. Now, determinate characters, some about them, even though there's a lot, most likely most of these determinate characters will not return. So remember, determinants in purple, unknowns blue, undead, gray, dead, red, alive is green. Again, I'll link this, and then also, guys, please leave in the description what you think, or in the comments what you think, who you think might return. Because obviously we're not going to probably get a whole lot of returning characters, but I'm going to talk about the chances and who I think may return. Probably I'll discuss who I think is going to return at the end of the video. Alright, so we're going to start at the beginning. A determinate character, Lee Everett. Now, obviously, in the physical world, this is not happening unless Clem goes to Savannah. It's not happening. No, we're not going to see Lee. We're not going to see Walker Lee. No, that's not going to happen. Very, 0% chance. But what we could see Lee in is a flashback. Now, what I'm going to be discussing in a future theory video here is that there was a potential flashback in Season 3, Episode 5 with Season 1 stuff, and I believe Lee almost could have shown up in it. It was something that was supposed to be with Sandra, the babysitter, but they ended up cutting it out. So I always had mentioned, I made a video before, a possible theory about Lee returning in a flashback. I think that if they do, even if Clem's the playable character, I still think they can bring the flashbacks back, potentially, just to add even more to Clem's story. I believe the flashbacks are still possible. Maybe that's why they ended up cutting out that one, because they might add it into Season 4. So I know it's possible, but that's the only way we're going to see Lee. I give a Lee flashback a 20% chance, but if they don't have any flashbacks, they might show a flashback near the end, if some emotional scene with Clem happens where she's, like, dying or something again. But I think that's the only way we're going to see Lee, folks. Let me know what you think of the chances are Lee. Alright, obviously we know Clem's going to be alive, and then, Andre, Chet, and no, they're not showing up. Actually, I know a lot of people say justice for Chet, but no, my God, Chet is not coming back. I know. That'd be the plot twist right there for me, right? Alright, Herschel, obviously comic book character, he ain't showing up. I don't know. I think by the time currently in the story of The Walking Dead, I believe he's dead, but I'm not 100% certain, but don't expect to see him. Now, Kenny. Duck, no, but Kenny. A possible returning character could be Kenny, but again, like 0% chance, just because the only reason people, still comment, Dom, he could be alive. If you leave him at Wellington, he could still be roaming the streets, Nah, he's probably gonna end up dying. I don't think Telltale would put that much effort in your choices, because I mean, look at the, they didn't really do the most, I'd say, well-written deaths for Kenny and Jane, so I don't see Kenny returning. Maybe, again, possible flashback, but I mean, they already had 2 flashbacks with them, so I'd say a Kenny return is 0% likely, even though, I love Kenny, man. Top 3 character for sure. Glenn, another returning character. I've got a lot of people comment this one, episode 5. People doing, Dom, what about Glenn? You didn't mention Glenn. What about Glenn, man? He could be alive. Yes, Glenn is alive. But do you remember, he's a comic book character. Telltale does not bring comic book characters a lot. Jesus was one of the first comic book characters other than Michonne. Michonne was just a spin-off series. But Glenn remembers with Rick right now. And I think in our current timeline, just like Herschel Green, I believe he's dead. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe Herschel is dead at this moment, as well as Glenn, so I don't think we're going to get Glenn back either. Let me know what you think about Glenn and Herschel, because again, they're 2 comic book characters. I just can't see it. Now, Lily. If we remember Lily from Season 1, Episode 3, remember she could either escape with the van, or she could, what was it? She could, I think she was left for dead. We left her for dead. Remember with Millie, there's another interesting thing. She has military experience, so I can see Lily being able to survive on her own, you know. And she's been hardened by her dad's death, so obviously there's motivation with her being alive. Obviously, she's the first one out of probably all these characters I've mentioned so far that has a possible chance of being in season 4 in the physical world, not in any flashback or, you know, past scene. Because I think she could potentially be at this McCarroll Ranch. There is a definite chance. I'm going to say a 35% chance of her returning. But again, we're not going to get Lily, Molly, Krista, all these people. So like, again, 35% chance, but it's going to be a split between Lily, Krista, Molly. Maybe one of them will show up. But I see, just because of the military experience and all that, and that Lily's dealt with a lot, I think she has a chance at survival. Even though we might have left her for dead or she got away with that van, I think anyway Lily can find a way out of it. It's very possible, but again, chances of Telltale bringing back a character from this far away, I very much doubt it. Alright, Mark, my man Mark, I'm sorry, man. Alright, St. John's, no. The Save Lot Bandits, they did. Jolene, she did. My man Charles, Chuck, love you, dude. Miss ya. Krista, this one I think is 45%. Still not more likely than not, but I think there's a good chance. Again, Krista, remember, we never knew what happened to her. Obviously, people said, Dom, she got shot. You heard the gunshot. But did you ever see her get shot? You just heard a gunshot. So we can assume one of 2 things. She got shot, and she's dead, or the bullet missed, and she got away. So there's a chance Krista could still be alive, and we could see her in Season 4. Remember, at the end of Season 2, Episode 5, remember Clem, we got a Wellington, first thing Clem asks when she's out there, she asks, have you seen when Krista here? And she says no. So, are they keeping this Krista thing a mystery? Maybe just for a potential return like Kenny, maybe? Or are they never going to answer it? Because Telltale, I know, maybe, I believe in an AMA Q&A, the one they had a couple months ago, I think some of the characters they said are never going to be answered. So Krista's story, maybe they'll never answer what happened to her. So, you know, maybe that'll always just be a question mark. I hope we get to, you know, find out what happened to her. It'd be nice, but, you know, with all the season 3 passing by, it seems like they want us to shift away from that. So, you know, 45% chance, but still not very likely. But I think Krista, obviously, she has the survival thing. Her and Clem survived all that time. She lost Omid. She's hardened as well, just like Lily. So, very likely. But again, that's if she's at the McCarroll Ranch. I can't see her being anywhere else. But I believe, you know, the entire Season 4 will not be at the McCarroll Ranch. I mean, they can't just have, you know, 5 episodes of Clem rescuing Agent when it's in one physical location. I mean, usually when, you know, in the seasons, the location tends to change from episode to episode. So maybe the first episode would be Clem, you know, going to frickin' find it or whatever. I don't know, but we'll find out. Alright, Molly. This one, 46%. I gotta put another extra percent for this one because I think it's even more likely. This is because Molly has got all the aspects of survival. I believe she could have survived with this. Now, Dom, another good thing here. She got shot. But here's what she said. Remember, if we're in blue, we're unknown. You could potentially shoot. It's right, you potentially could shoot Molly, which is actually interesting. But when you think about it with Molly, even she got shot, she started backing away from the walkers. So I believe she still ended up getting away here. So I believe she's not determined. She's not say as determined here. So she does not die, folks. She is an unknown. So even if she shoot her, she still gets away. So I believe she could be, again, alive and potentially just like Krista, I said, at the McCarroll Ranch. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I definitely think it's possible. All right, 400 Days group, which is the cancer support group. We're not gonna see Vernon. We're not gonna see Bree. They're both dead. Boyd, Joyce, Clive, doubt it. We're not gonna probably see this cancer survivor group again. They're gone. Now, 400 Days characters. This is what I think the DLC be. What I'm going to be doing in a future video, I'm talking about if maybe the DLC in Season 3 would potentially be something like the 400 Days, but instead this time Telltale actually makes the characters may have more of an impact the next season. I think Telltale should do that again, but not be like the 400 Days characters and they show up for 3 seconds. I believe there's not going to be any 400 Days characters showing up in Season 4. I'd say 2% chance, but, you know, I mean, the most likely I think maybe would be, you know, maybe Vince or Wyatt, you know. Bonnie, she's determinate, so cross her out. That's not happening. Again, she's a snake. You think I hate Eleanor? I hate Bonnie twice as much, so they all gone. So they got Shell and Becca. No, I can't see them. I mean, obviously, I think they died when Save Lots got overtaken. When you check Save Lots with Clem and Jane in the future, you didn't even see them, so I don't even know if they got away, maybe, luckily, but I think they're all dead, to be honest. I mean, maybe, we'll see, but, you know, it's ripped for them. Alright, that's all the Season 1 characters. Not a lot that could come from Season 1, I think, but it would be nice if we can get one of them at least. Alright, so, we gotta start with this group here, with Ralph. You know, a lot of people compare me to Mike, but, again, this is like a very minor character. This is the group with Krista, so, by chance, you know, what if something crazy would happen? Probably Dom, you're crazy out of your mind. If something like, you know, Krista befriended these people, and despite them fighting, maybe they it got started off with a gunshot, you know. But we saw Victor, he definitely died, and Winston, we remember he died too. So Ralph's the only one alive. People said, oh, Dom, could he look like Mike? No, he's not Mike. But, you know, maybe Krista befriended them. I doubt it, but, you know, I'd say Ralph, like, 1% chance. You know, not going to happen most likely, though. Yeah, most of these people I would end up seeing at the McHale Ranch. Or some other group, maybe, villain group, I don't know. But we're going to obviously have some antagonists in Season 4. I don't know if it's going to be at the McHale Ranch. I don't know if the McHale Ranch is... Again, it wasn't really stated if it's like a huge community. I think it's just a ranch. I don't know if it's like a bunch of houses or something. We'll find out. Time will come. There'll be trailers, and we'll find out more when the time comes. But maybe we'll have a DLC at the McHale Ranch. I don't know. Possible. All right, Alvin Jr. This is obviously something that pissed me off. Very, like I said before, I made an AJ video, I think a couple days before Episode 5 came out, and I was like, if we do not see AJ in Episode 5, I will be pissed. And I am pissed, but I understand what, now after seeing the ending, why Telltale did it. You know, but, I mean, they built it, and built it, and built it. We're going to find AJ. We found where he's located. Let's go get him. But it seems like Telltale didn't have enough time in the episode to complete the story. But the funny thing is, this episode, Episode 5, ended up being one of the shortest episodes of the season. It was so damn short. So I don't know why, you know, they could have added more minutes. I don't know why. I really hope this next season adds more time, but I mean, I see 100% chance of us seeing AJ, but it better not be like this, where Season 4 starts off, you know, if, like, Dr. Lingard said something very interesting here. He's like, when we talked to him at the end, if you kept him alive in Episode 5, he said something very just like, you're like, hey, where do you think he is, Doctor? He's at the McHale Ranch, a few miles away, yada, yada, yada. And then, like, and he said something really interesting. He's like, that's at least where we left him. So I think Telltale is hitting that AJ could have been moved from the McHale Ranch. So is this hunt from AJ going to be another 4 or 5 episodes? I mean, hell, we better see him in Episode 1. I better see AJ physically alive in the present. Because I actually, someone in the comments, try to answer me this question. How long has it been since Clem last saw AJ? Because how long were the flashbacks ago? I think they were only a couple months. So I think it's only been a couple months. It hasn't been a couple years. It's only been a couple months or weeks, I think. So I think AJ hasn't really aged anything. I don't think there's going to be a time skip or anything. I doubt it. But, you know, that fact of Clem, you know, and AJ remembering Clem is going to be a huge factor in the season. We'll see. All right. Again, stuff like Sarita, no, none of these people. Yes, this guy right here. Son of a gun. If you remember, in Season 2, Episode 5, there was an option on the PS3 as to where you could kill Mike. Now, people still actually comment this to me. They still think, yeah, Dom, Mike dies. But you people that say that, you didn't pay attention. This choice was scrapped out of the game. If you remember, Telltale, a week after, they released a patch for this game, and they got rid of this choice. So Mike being alive is canon. It's canon. He is alive. He is not dead. That was scrapped out of the game. His death scene was scrapped. Even though it was originally in the game, there's footage of it on YouTube. Yes, you could see it, but it was scrapped. So Mike is still alive. We just don't know where the hell he is. Remember, he wanted to go to Texas. I don't know if maybe that didn't work out. Remember when Kenny wanted to go to Wellington? That didn't work out, and Kenny just decided not to go to Wellington. Wanted to go back to Florida and all that. Maybe Mike in Texas didn't work out, and Mike maybe is going to be part of some antagonist group in Season 4. I can see it. It's definitely possible. It is definitely possible. I give it a good chance. Again, anyway, I'd say a 35% chance on Mike returning potentially as an antagonist. Again, if Clem sees Mike in Season 4, I think we know Clem, Clem with how hardened and badass she is now and how dark, I don't think Clem would let Mike live, really, honestly. I don't know if that would be a choice or something, but, I see it as possible, but not likely. Alright, Jane, same thing I mentioned with Kenny. Again, I don't, unless we left her. The only way we left her, I mean, we can leave Kenny in two different circumstances. We only could leave Jane in one, but again, 0% chance, because remember, I forgot about this when I made the Season 3 Episode 5 videos, that Jane is pregnant. She's pregnant no matter what, so she'll probably end up committing suicide no matter what, so that's a rip Jane in the chat there. Jane ain't coming back, 0%. Alright, and that leaves all the House Hardware, and then the Russian group. Oh, God. This guy. Oh, God. You don't understand my hatred for him. I'm pretty sure most of you want to just, strangle the crap out of him. Again, I thought he may have returned in Season 3, but, with the New Frontier store and all that, that wasn't going to be possible. A Season 4 return is, I would almost say 50%. I'd say 49.5%. I almost see this as very likely. I'd love to see some potential Arvo return, because I owe him a bullet. And Telltale, left that bullet in my chamber. It's still in, but I'm gonna take out on Arvo if he ends up surviving. I could potentially see him being in a villain group here. But again, Arvo is not really much of a leader, so I feel he'd be a side character in an evil group. You know what I mean? But who knows? Arvo with his limp, who knows if he was able to get away from the walkers and stuff. I don't know how the hell the guys made it that far with that limp. I mean, how the hell, if there's like a freaking herd, how the hell does he know the walker gut technique? That's the only way he's getting out of a freaking herd, to be honest. The Randy family, F these guys, no chance they're coming back. After just learning about what happened when Jane, all that, they're evil. God thing I mean, when I did an alternate with Jane, good thing I didn't accept this damn family. They're all freaking. Remember this Gil kid? Oh, Clem's gonna be in a relationship with this kid. Man, F that kid. F that family. Just saying. Screw you. Done. Edith, yeah, not gonna happen. Michonne, I'd say 5%. But, I doubt it. Comic book characters possibly returning. Maybe. But, I don't see that. So now, the real interesting part is the Season 3 characters. Alright, folks. When you go through all the Season 3 characters, there are only a couple characters, if you look here, that can survive. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All could be alive, non-determinate characters. And if you look, there are so many determinate characters here. So, Dom, I'm going to have to go individually on every single determinate character here. But Xavier, I see this as an 85% chance. I believe the New Frontier storyline is over, but I believe if we end up getting AJ back, we're going to go back to the Richmond, and we're going to see Xavier, I believe. I believe this isn't the end of Xavier as we know it. But, I mean, obviously with Clem going away from Xavier, I see this as an ends of story with him. With most of Javier's family being determinate, and obviously not that much being around him, Jesus leaving, eventually Xavier can only have 1 or 2, family members with him. So, I mean, I don't see it, man. I really don't see Xavier, again, making a playable return. But I definitely think it's very likely, more than very likely, we're going to see him in Season 4, whether that be near the end or at some point returning back. I don't believe it's going to be playable, though. I think this was something Telltale, they realized a lot of people were pissy that Clem wasn't the main character. I was one of them, but, I grew on Xavier as a character. I really ended up liking him in the end. It wasn't that bad. But, I don't see it. Obviously, with Xavier and his relationship with Kate potentially dying, Javier's in a very shaky mental state right now, so, I mean, what would be the point in keeping Xavier the main playable protagonist? I mean, would the point be just, to fight off other communities? I just don't see it. I'm pretty sure Telltale is almost 100% with that after Season 3 Episode 5 has confirmed us that we are going to be getting Clem as, you know, the main playable. I think she's going to be the only playable character in season 4. I think they're going to do the same thing they did with season 2, and I'm actually happy with that. They got the new look, so it looks like it's going to be that. David Garcia. Now, we look at all 4 endings of The Walking Dead season 3, episode 5. I made a video about this and explained there is only one ending where David Garcia survives, and that's with Gabe. Every other ending, David is dead. So I cannot see David being that much of an impact on this. I believe if they ended up returning these tournament characters, I believe Telltale's not going to put that much emphasis on them like they did with Kenny and Jay in season 2. I just can't see it, my man. Maybe we'll end up seeing them in like 1 or 2 scenes if we end up returning to Richmond, like I said, with Clem, if we end up getting AJ. But it seems like Clem's goal here after we get AJ, if we end up getting AJ, is that we're going to return to Richmond. So I believe like a return to Richmond is going to happen near the end of season 4. So I believe we're going to end up seeing these characters again. I just don't know how much, you know, maybe they'll end up being dead by the time we get there. Because remember, if Clem's going to the Kale Ranch and these returning characters, maybe they'll be dead by then because another herd shows up, another group. Maybe it's overtaken. Who knows? All right, then we've got Gabe. Now, Gabe is very likely, even though he's a returning character, he can survive in 3 of the 4 different endings. Remember, he could survive in one with Kate, he could survive in one with David, and he could survive one on his own. So he's alive in 3 of the 4 endings. Now, obviously, a Clementine relationship with him is not possible, obviously, now that he's a determinate character now, because not everyone's going to have him. So, unfortunately, Gabe and Tyne people, I am very sorry, but it is not going to happen. The Gabe and Tyne relationship is... It's not going to happen. I mean, obviously, it would have been a thing. 50% chance, at least, of getting a mention of him or hearing about him, and he definitely is going to be in Richmond. So, very likely. Very. All right. This one's more interesting. Kate. Now, why do I say it's more interesting than Gabe and David? Now, Kate, the ending I got, which was my main ending to my story, Kate ended up being missing. Everyone's like, Dom, she's dead, she's dead. Now, I know she can die in 1 different ending as a walker. She could live in 2 different endings where she's by herself with you, Xavier, and she's with Gabe. Now, and then she got, obviously, the walker one where you could save David and Gabe. Now, the one I got, she's missing. So what if by chance she actually ends up being alive in my ending, per se, and that she just got taken? What if she got taken by Joan or Clint or the New Frontier, the remaining remnants of them? It's very possible that Kate could be alive in 3, but right now we only know 2 for sure, because one of the endings is a huge question mark here, so I can't tell you right now. I'm not 100% certain, but I would tell you right now Kate could potentially show up. I'd say 55% chance, more likely than not. But again, they're not going to be obviously a huge emphasis, because I don't think Telltale's going to go all right, or all out and go a bunch of different, you know, options and dialogue and audio and all this with different characters. I mean, hopefully they don't do some like Javier's like Clem and they do his flashbacks to Xavier. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Telltale. I think you understand Clem should be the playable character and all that. But guys, leave me in the comments what you think of the chances of David, Gabe, and Kate returning. Give me percentages as well. I'm actually interested. Alright, now we've got the New Frontier. Now obviously, a lot of determinate people here. A lot of determinate people. My boy Bob, 100%. No, he gone. I didn't even know that was his name, but yeah, look at his face. My man. Alright, so I gotta start with the Joan and Clint thing. I'm gonna make an entire video on this one day, but if you guys look, there's something very interesting under their freaking I'm not sure if they show it here, but there is, I don't know if they have an image on the website here, but I don't think they do, but there is a question mark. Yeah, regardless of how we were shot in the previous episode, Joan did not make a return episode. If she was spared, fate is ultimately unknown. If she, yeah, what it says, ultimately unknown. So is that, you know, there was a question mark over their names, which I'm actually very interested to know. Joan and Clint, whatever one you ended up keeping alive in episode 4, they ended up having a question mark at the end. I'm going to explain in another video what I think this means, but I think there could potentially be at the McHale Ranch or be some kind of villain, some, you know, minor. Obviously, they're not going to, since they're determined, Telltale's not going to go all out on them. I mean, but it's very possible. It's very, very possible that we can get something like that. But, you know, I don't see it. We'll see. But I can see a 67% chance. I'm just throwing out random numbers for this. But I think it is very likely we're going to see a return from either Joan or Clint. I don't know. They're not going to have that much of an impact, though. But we'll see. Now, Dr. Lingard, I'm sorry, man. I mean, I know he's determinate. We saw him in episode 5 if you kept him alive, but I mean, I don't think we're going to see him again. Maybe we might. I just say 0% chance for him. It's nice to meet him. He's a really nice guy, but unfortunately, I don't see it. I don't think Telltale's going to really, carry over that choice. Lonnie, again, 0% chance. I don't see him returning. I hate Lonnie, to be honest, but, we'll see. Again, I think 0. Max, I give him a 15. I think there's a chance, but there was supposed to be a potential Max death scene that was cut out from the game. So, again, it was something with someone who got bit or something. You had to put him out or something, but I don't see it. I think Max, 15%, but not going to happen, most likely. And then, obviously, we got the Rufus family. We got Ida, Rufus, and Fern. Even though Fern's alive, I don't expect to see her again. Maybe she'll have a little cameo. One of Javier's, soldiers, to be honest. And then we got the snake, Eleanor. Very likely. Very, very, very likely we see the snake again. I don't know what's going to happen with her, to be honest. She is alive, but I don't know. What are they going to do with Eleanor's story? I mean, I tell you, I think the New Frontier storyline's over, so I don't know. But I believe we're going to make a return in the end. I just believe the storyline's over, though, with these characters, because there's not many left that are actually alive and not determinate. So, I'd say 10%. Well, no, I'd say, since she's alive, I'd say 25. Give me 25% with Eleanor. But, I don't see it. Conrad. I'm glad Telltale kept him alive, but we only got one scene. I mean, triple determinate character. Could they bring him again? I don't see it. But my man Conrad, give me a percentage in the chat, guys. I don't think it's happening, but it would be nice to see Conrad again. I'm glad that they ended up keeping him alive, so it doesn't tell me. Telltale doesn't give it, they gave a damn about some determinate character. Too bad that couldn't have been Kenny or Jane, though. My man Jesus, I see this very likely. I expect to see some comic book characters, more comic book characters in the next season. I don't know, maybe, I even said people say Negan, Rick. I don't know about we're going to have that major characters, but my man Jesus, of course, I think there's a very good chance of seeing him. And then that just leaves the animals. Maybell, yeah! No. She gonna make it. No. My dog's saying no. Alright, so folks, that is all the characters and who I think is going to return. So now I'm gonna go through in depth. Like I said at the end of the video here, I was gonna explain who I think is going to survive. So, who does Dom think is going to survive at the end? Alright, so who I think is going to be in season 4? We're gonna have Clem, obviously. Alright. We are not gonna have Kenny, unfortunately. Maybe in a flashback, but I don't think we're gonna have that many more flashbacks. We're not gonna have Glenn. I'm sorry. Some of the characters I talked about percentage. I'm gonna say no on Lily, though. I think there's a chance, but I'm gonna say no for Lily. Let's see. Terry. No, sorry, Terry. Krista. I'm gonna say yes. I think Krista's returning. I believe Telltale is not gonna leave her story unfinished. They could, though, but I think she's gonna return. Molly. I'm gonna say no, but I think it would not surprise me if she does show up. Alright, and it's already said the Clyde support group, no. 400-day survivors, I don't think any 400-day survivors are going to make a return. Potentially, I don't think any these people from season 2, no. AJ, definitely returning, 100%. Mike, I would say yes, because I believe they cut out that death for Mike for a reason. Just because that death was taken out in season 2, episode 5, I believe we're going to see Mike again. I believe he's going to show up in this season. If I'm wrong, oh, my bad. Again, I don't think anyone else, these people. Jane, 0%. No. Arvo, I'm going to say no, but if it's a yes, oh my god, that bullet's coming for you, bud. No Randy family, none of these. I don't think, maybe Michonne, I doubt it, though. I would have to say no for that. So, none of these people, no. Alright, Javier, definitely, like I said again, I think Javier is going to return for sure. David, maybe. Gabe, I'd say Gabe, more likely. Kate, unlikely. I'd say the most unlikely to return is David because he only gets survive one ending, and you don't even see him in the end of the after scene when they go through Richmond and Joan and Clint, yes. I say yes to them returning. Dr. Lingard, no. Lonnie, no. Max, I would say no. None of the people from Rufus. I'm going to say Eleanor, yes. I believe we're going to see her, maybe. I believe yes to her. I think she's going to be in Richmond with Xavier. Conrad, I'm going to say no, sadly. Like keeping him alive. I don't know if Telltale's really going to write out that much more for Conrad. And my man Jesus, I'm gonna say yes. I think there's potential return for Jesus again. But maybe that's just something with Telltale. They wanted to do a one and done with Jesus. I don't know. But I predicted him return episode 5, and yet, yes, he did. He did return, even though people think that wasn't Jesus on the picture. It was Jesus. It was Jesus. You saw him in the episode, so Jesus is alive. My man Jesus. It'd be funny. Javier's been confirmed by, so if they're in a relationship, that would be weird. But I mean, Jesus is a comic book character, so I don't see it. I don't see it. Alright, 30-minute video. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the video today. If you guys, please leave me your list of determining or characters you think is going to return in Season 4. I basically just went through a little quick synopsis there, and then I also went slow at the beginning. So if you're here at the end of the video, thank you again for watching. This was a long-ass video. I hope you guys do enjoy. This was a very requested topic. We got like 100 votes almost on this topic, so thank you everyone that voted for this. Again, straw poll will be down in the description, guys. Let's go again for 300 likes. Please, again, leave me your list of determined characters. I'm actually, or not determined, but characters you think are going to return in Season 4. I'd be very interested. But, folks, ladies and gentlemen, that is down at the bottom signing out here. Long videos, probably one of my longest videos I've ever done. So, thank you again, guys, with just commentary and stuff. And I'll see y'all next video. Peace out.